Hi, I'm Mike Selden, the Director of Member Information Services with the Michigan Townships Association. And I'm sure, hopefully, as you've heard, there's some stimulus funds that are coming down to townships as part of the American Rescue Plan Act that was signed into law a couple of months ago. And part of that plan was sending money to the state level to be dispersed out to townships. Because it is federal dollars, there are some additional steps that will need to happen for townships to receive the money from the state. One of the most common questions that we've been getting is because of part of that process, which includes receiving or having a DUNS number and an active SAM registration. Both are basically federal requirements for any time that you have to, you're dealing with federal funds. So what I'm going to do here for the next couple of minutes is just walk you through, if you haven't received your DUNS number yet, or don't know if you have one, there's a way to look it up and make sure that you've got one. And then if you don't have an active SAM registration yet, I'm going to kind of show you what you should be looking at and going through the process of doing that. Unfortunately, I can't walk you all the way through the process because I'm not applying for one, but I can certainly show you where to go and look for it, because I know one of the concerns is there's some different sites out there. Which ones are legit, which ones aren't, where should I be, so I can make sure to show you and get you in the right area to make sure you're getting the right stuff, because these are important. We do know now for sure that you are going to need these both active and in place to receive the funding from the state, which will probably be available here early July, and the turnaround may be very short in order to apply. So we want to make sure that you've got everything in place. So with that being said, you can see on my screen here, the getting started with registration. This is the SAM.gov site. So this is going to be your SAM registration. When you've heard about that, hopefully, or seen stuff from us on it, this is where you need to go to work through that. This is going to give you information what you're going to need for that, the process of doing it, and then as you see over here on the right hand side where my cursor is, to register your entity, that's where you're going to go and do that. So first and foremost, with the DUNS number again. So the first step in the whole process is making sure that you have a DUNS number. So if you have one, basically you can move on to number 2 on here. If you don't, or aren't sure if you do, you can go through the process to look it up. So right here, this Go to DNB web form, it's a Duns and Bradstreet is what it stands for, the DNB, and that's your DUNS number. So if you click on this, that will take you to the Dun and Bradstreet website, and this is where you can look to see if you have one registered. So you click on here, United States of America, continue, and then it gives you a form that you can fill in your business name. And your business name is most likely going to include the township name, so whatever it may be. So I live in DeWitt Charter Township, so I can search DeWitt Charter Township. So if I put that in, you can see I pulled it up before as a test for this. So I put in DeWitt Charter Township, state of Michigan. We'll fill out the thing to confirm I am not a robot. Hopefully I did that correctly. And then it comes up. So then it will show your results. So again, if your township already has a DUNS number, that information will show up here, or at least your township. So if I'm DeWitt Charter Township, I'm looking at this, I'm saying this is going to be the main one. I can go in and I can request my DUNS number, fill in the information here, submit it, and you should receive an email with your DUNS number. If you want, there is stuff here to view and modify your information to see what information you have in there, and it could help confirm also, especially in here, you see DeWitt Charter Township, there's a few different ones. There might be something for the fire department, something from maybe a different entity. I know, DeWitt Charter Township has a recreation authority. Maybe it's something, with that they've applied, so they receive their own. But you can check your information in there. If it's not correct, there is a process to go through and do that, but you don't have to worry about that necessarily when you're going through this process. You just need to make sure that you get the active DUNS number for your township. So that's where you would go through to do that. If you don't have one, Then back here at the beginning of this page, you can go in and you can essentially start. So you would start registering for one. So if you don't have one, you just go through to the request homepage, and then you go through the process to request. So that's relatively simple. Yeah, even it says here on the getting started page on the SAM.gov, it takes about 10 minutes. It's a relatively quick process if you don't have a DUNS. If you do have one, then it's even easier because you can just put in your information and they'll send you what that number is. You may even have it around the hall someplace. Okay, so once you get the DUNS number, then you're going to go on to 2, and you can do this at the same time basically, but preparing your data. So this is it, basically the information that you're going to need to fulfill your SAM registration to go through that process. So this is telling you, again, one of the big things is that DUNS number. Just basic information about the township is what you're going to need there. You need you need an account at login.gov. So this is kind of the next step in the process. Doesn't take that long. If you already have a SAM registration, if you've already set it up, you may already have a login and you can find that. If you have it at the hall someplace, if somebody else there has it. If not, I think there's a way to look it up. If not, if you have to create it, that's going to be one of the steps is you get that login.gov account. This goes through the process and tells you how to create that. And then you click on the go to login.gov and accept it for use. And then you go in and you create an account, or you can log into that. So that's kind of the third step of it. The fourth step as we move through is going to be submit and finish. So once you've got everything already, once you're good to go, then you're going to go and you're going to register. So you're going to do that over here where the cursor is now, where it says register your entity, get started. If you've already got one, it's active for 1 year. So if you've already got it, you may want to go on and renew it. Otherwise, you go on and get started. And again, once you click the get started, this is taking you back to that login.gov site. This is where you need the login for. So again, you can create your account here, but you're going to need that in order to go in. So the main things for the SAM is you need your DUNS number, which you will need to apply to receive these funds anyways, and you will need this login.gov account, which doesn't take very long, and then you can register for your SAM. As it says, so as it says on the page there, you get, it can take up to 10 days, 10 business days to get your active SAM set up. It can take, doesn't take very long to get your DUNS set up. It can take a couple of days to receive that if you don't have one. And then again, up to 10 business days to get your SAM registration set up. So, that's 12 days. They are saying it can be taking anywhere up to 3 weeks right now. Just because there's so many local units throughout the country that are going through this process, it's slowing down the system a little bit. But even their normal time frame of up to 12 business days, that's over 2 weeks. We've got the 4th of July holiday coming up, so we want to make sure that everybody gets this in as soon as possible, because once Treasury releases the application process to receive these funds, we are hearing potential turnaround time could be before the end of July. So if this takes 3 weeks, you certainly want to get moving on that to make sure you can get the information submitted to Treasury on time. Also, as you go through the site, I will say there are a number of other websites on here, or features that can help you along the way. So there's get started guides. There are what do I need to register my entity. There's a variety of different videos, information, different things like that you will find on the SAM.gov website. Even right here, get started searching SAM. So there's a video right here you can watch that kind of walks you through using their website a little bit. So again, when you're going through this, there are ways of assistance. Certainly you can contact us We're not we're not experts on this by any stretch. There are contact numbers, there are help desks, there are people available through there. Now, again, you've got the whole country that's looking to get this, so they might be a little bit overwhelmed or potentially understaffed to assist with that. So allow some time for that also. But there are things that can help you out, and we'll have the link to that site and all of that attached with this video. So hopefully this helps. We will have some more information to come. Right now it's June 29th. I'm not sure when you'll be watching this. If it's today or another day, we are anticipating early July for the state treasury to release the process and the forms to receive the money from the state. Once they do that, we will be getting that information out to you as well, and another one of these videos to go through and look at that application process and the different forms and information you'll need for that. As a precursor for that, here's a site, and again, we will share the link with you. This is the American Rescue Plan Act through the Michigan Department of Treasury. Their website, they held a webinar 2 weeks ago. You can find it here. There's the presentation for it here. There's other information on it, estimates as far as what you're going to be receiving. The application requirements information will all be here, and it's being updated as they continue to update the information. One thing too, as you get prepped, things to think about is you can only receive a maximum of up to 75% of your budget as of January 27th, 2020. So that's a number that you're going to have to certify and verify when you apply. So that's something, again, you can start gathering now and go back to January 27th, 2020, see what your approved budget was at that time, so you have your budgeted numbers. Because if the amount that you're going to receive is more than 75% of your budget, the max is 75%, so you won't receive that full amount. That's not going to affect very many townships, but it certainly will affect some, and that's something that the state needs to verify. So with that, again, hopefully this was some assistance, making sure you're on the right web page. I say the right page, but really the right web page, going through the right process and making sure that you get everything taken care of. And we want to make sure that townships receive this funding because it is a substantial amount and it can be very beneficial. And with that, we'll see you here probably in a couple days when we do another one of these, when they release the application project to receive the funds. So with that, thanks for joining me, and have a good day.